Hi students, how are you? I hope everybody is feeling good. Wherever you are. So welcome to week 4 for materials for English 3 for Diploma 3. And as you can see over here, the material for this week will be about application programs. Okay, so we are going to look at the materials for this week. So let's have a look at the outline of this video first. So the outline for this video is we're going to have a quick review and then we'll have a discussion about the objective of the lesson for this week, and then after that we will talk about giving instructions using diagrams. Alright, so just a very quick review everyone. Last week we were talking about a present tense in passive voice, so creating sentence in passive voice, and as you already know that not all sentences can be changed into passive voice, considering there are some sentences, some verbs that are being intransitive and naturally it's not able to be changed into passive. Okay, and some sentences also doesn't make sense, also not make sense when it is changed into passive. Alright, so but I have one quick question over here regarding the materials last week. So there's a sentence, the machine reads the card and sends the details of the card holder to the bank for approval. So this sentence, I want you to change this into passive voice, and as you know, this is a tenses present tense sentence, and I want you to change this into passive voice. Okay, so please do this as a review activity for this week. Now we'll talk about the objectives for this week's material. So the first one is I want you, for at the end of this material, you should be able to identify some application programs in computer, which I think you already know, because considering that you are IT and computer technology students, you must be familiar with this kind of programs, and maybe some of these programs are your daily life, I reckon. Yeah. And then the second one, students will be able to write descriptions and explanations based on pictures, diagrams, or charts. So you are going to describe and explain the instructions based on pictures and diagrams or charts. So just a very quick reminder everyone, for the practicum session, just make sure that you have your cameras on and be ready to share your work on screen and listen for your name and be ready to answer whenever I call you. Yeah, so I know that most of you have done it, but few students still forget to turn on their cameras and forget to do their homework. So please do this and be ready with your work during the practicum session. Okay, so that's just the reminder. Now we will talk about the material for today. So yeah, we are talking about application programs, computer programs. Yeah, so obviously, as I've mentioned earlier, there are some programs that you may be familiar with, you are used to with using this every day on daily basis. Yeah, so if this question is to me, then I would say the most common application programs that I'm using will be Word and Excel, and also probably this now that I'm using for making this video, Camtasia program. So yeah, so these are the three I think the most most common programs I'm using nowadays. Yeah, but for you yourself, what kind of application programs do you commonly use nowadays? Yeah, so I want you to list down three of the application programs, and I want you to answer this in the YouTube comment below. Yeah, so pause this video and list down top three application program that you mostly use every day. So here I have a warm-up question for everyone, because we are talking about application programs. Then just a quick question over here. So name a spreadsheet program, a database program, and a word processing program. I'm pretty sure you have all these answers correctly, yeah? And also probably give instruction to use the above mentioned program. Maybe just one, like for example, how do you use a word processing program, or how do you use a spreadsheet program, or how do you use a database program. Yeah, maybe just a simple one. So first click this, second click that, and open this, open that. Okay. Okay, so for today's reading, as you can see, the reading for this week is quite extensive. So I put it in a different file. So please check the reading by yourself. And then with the reading, I want you to record your reading. And then check some words that you don't understand. You can consult with dictionary and also consult with me. And we will discuss this reading later in our practicum session, along with the questions in the comprehension. So please check the reading in the campus information system first, and then answer these questions. So I have some definitions of words and some phrases of some explanations. So please match all of these questions according to what you read in our reading materials for this week. Yeah, so please read these questions and answer. And also there's one more activity, which is talking about true and false statement. So read this and then answer whether it's true or false based on the text. And we'll be discussing both of these comprehension questions in our practicum session. So please be ready with your work in the practicum session. No excuse whatsoever for being if you cannot answer this, yeah. So now we'll be moving to the discussion for this week on the grammar. Surely this is not really the grammar, but I think it's more to the language perspective, the language comprehension. Yeah, so we are talking about giving instructions. So a very quick question over here about giving instruction. So what is one most important thing when giving instructions? So I don't know. I think everybody actually gives instruction on daily basis. Yeah, like for example, you ask someone to do something to you, or someone someone asks you to do something. Yeah, so for this question, for the specific question, what I want you to do, I want you to go to the e-course and go to the discussion forum for week 4 for each class, and then I want you to post your answer on what is one important thing you need to consider when giving instructions. Okay, so post your answer in the discussion forum in e-course. Alright, so now let's have a look at this instruction. So give instruction on how to insert image in Photoshop. So as you can see over here, there is a short diagram, flowchart, telling about how to insert image in a Photoshop. So starting from start until saving and giving the naming the files. Okay, so I'm pretty sure that you are quite familiar with this instruction, but what we are going to do is we are going to talk about how to describe these instructions. Okay, so there are because there are quite extensive instruction from what you have seen just now, then in order to describe it, we can use some of these grammar points. So the first one is we can use the infinitive, and then the second one we can use to infinitive or using verb ing, and then the third one we can use you can put the instructions in order of sequence. Okay, sorry. in order, not on order. And then the fourth one is link to instructions and emphasize their order. Okay, so we will look at it one by one. Let's have a look first. So in giving instructions using the infinitive, it is actually quite simple. It's like giving imperative imperative sentence. If you still remember giving imperative, it is started with verb first. So you start with the command, yeah, click, enter, and then if you go to the comments, the instructions previously, it says open, click, set. So the instructions already uses the infinitive. Okay, so yes, I think this one is quite simple. And then the second one, we can actually use to infinitive or by using verb in. So for example, like this: to find patient, click on the appropriate tab, or click on find to start the search. Start the search by clicking on the find button. So you can use to start, to find, or by clicking. And here I take some instructions from the previous from the previous instruction main. It says open Adobe Photoshop and then click on file and then set the page size. So I'm combining this using to infinitive or by using by verb in. By verb in, yeah. So to set the page to set the page size in centimeters or inches, click on file menu and select a new. Yeah, so I'm combining both of this by adding to into the infinitives. Yeah, so to set the page size, click on file menu. And for the third one, we can put this instruction in order using the sequence words. So the sequence words like first, next, after that, and then finally, something like that. Yeah, so you can use first, then finally over here. But yeah, if you see the examples, the one that I take over here, we have the word the instruction: click on file menu, select open the saved JPEG file, and then double click on the background layer and give new name to the layer to unlock it. Okay, so this is supposed to be to unlock it. Alright, so what I'm actually changing it, so I'm describing it into like this. Next, click on file menu and select open. After that, open the save JPEG file and double click on the background layer and give new name to the layer to unlock it. Okay, so I am adding the sequence words before the instructions. And then we can also link to instructions and emphasize the order like this. So you can use before or after to emphasize their orders. So for example, I say, select magic wand tool for editing background for the image. Click on image background color, which is not required. So you say before clicking on image background color, which is not required, select magic wand tool for editing the background of the image. Okay, so these are some ways to describe the instructions. Now, when we combine it together, we can do it like this. So so we begin with start and end it with naming the file. So first we can say open Adobe Photoshop. So we start with this one. So we start with the infinitive, and then we start with to, set, blah blah blah. Click on the file menu, and then we use the sequence, the next after that. And then after that we can use before and after, and then after that we can end up with the word sequence finally. Okay, so the descriptions of this long instruction will be something like this. And for these materials, you are actually expected to make something like this. Okay, So now we will do a quick practice, everyone. Before we go to the practice for describing the instruction, I have here a very easy, I would say, instruction, but this is not in sequence yet. So the instruction is about how to insert image in Word, and it's very easy actually, yeah, because you've done this many times. So what I want you to do, I want you to sequence this instruction. So which one is the first until the last? Yeah, you don't need to describe it yet, but I want you to sequence this instruction first. Yeah, so once you have done with the sequencing, what I want you to do, I want you to describe the instructions using the expressions that we have learned today. So you can use the infinitive, the to infinitive, the sequence words, and also by combining using before or after. Okay, so there will be actually more discussions on descriptions and explanation based on picture or diagrams of charts in the practicum, and this is the example. So I want you to go to the materials in the practicum session and see the instructions over there. Okay, and that would actually bring me to the end of my material for this week, everyone. So next week we'll be talking about operating system, and of course we'll be talking also about the grammar related to this. And for this week, we will also discuss about the assignment 1. So please check in our campus information system regarding the instructions. And if you have questions related to the assignments or the material for this week, you are most welcome to ask me. Okay, thank you very much, everyone. Here are the references for this week, and yeah, do the exercises, and if you have questions, do not hesitate to ask me. Thank you and see you all. Goodbye.